Thank you so much for attending my presentation about the top 5 coolest Pokemon in competitive, and super quick, this is all my opinion. I guarantee that these picks will not line up with yours. Anyways, up first we have Registeel and VGC, specifically the dual boosting variant. Most Registeel run a set of Iron Defense, Body Press, Protect, and Heavy Slam, but after looking at its move pool, I decided to throw in Amnesia, which boosts Special Defense by 2 stages. My eyes lit the fuck up. I started running these absurd slow burn VGC teams that abuse damage reduction and healing to keep the boosting sweeper alive. Clefairy's Friend Guard made it even more impossible to take down. Sinistch's healing ability could help it on switch in, and Comfey's priority healing moves are really good at keeping it healthy. This shit was stupid. Not broken, just stupid. It's really prone to getting bullshitted by crits and flinches, and if they have something to beat Registeel, you just kinda get fucked. Either way, it's really fun to play in ladder and watch the strongest attackers in the format wither up and die. The Houdini set, named after an ADV player named Smurf, is choice banded lead Metagross, often meant to click Explosion. While I'm not personally the biggest fan of only using Boom, it's still a really strong set. The pure dopamine I get from throwing off a Meteor Mash into the opponent's lead Tyranitar is unmatched, and turn 1 Explosion really is the funniest shit to ever exist. This is run on my Giga Offense Gen 3 team, designed around the principal idea of the faster the game ends, the better. When I'm playing this team, my goal isn't necessarily to win, just to cause as much chaos as I possibly can. Oftentimes, my games will go like this. Lead Metagross and Boom. Send out Dugtrio and maybe trap a Tyranitar or Metagross. Switch to Magneton hard on Skarm and kill it. Sack the mag. Hopefully go back into Doug and kill something else. Basically just do this shit over and over again. The team's made to sacrifice Pokemon at literally every avenue of the game in order to get Switch initiative. Ban Metagross is the catalyst behind this, as it allows me to threaten absurd damage on turn 1 and possibly take a kill. Getting a lead is huge for this team, as it allows me to maintain tempo while keeping the Pokemon count respectable. I love this guy for a variety of reasons. I run Ban Metagross in other metagames as well, but this is by far my favorite. Clodsire in VGC is awesome. I started using it for fun all the way back in Regulation B, but came to realize that it's actually kinda goated. Some of my first videos on this channel are about Clodsire and VGC and what it does, but I'm going to give a condensed version here. Clodsire is a stall Pokemon that uses stockpiles to accumulate defensive boosts and then clicks Toxic to eventually win games. It would honestly be really shit if not for one trait, Water Absorb, which allows it to consistently deal with Urshifu Rapid. Similar to singles, Clodsire runs max HP and max special defense, and can thus beat almost every special attacker in the game, including Chi-Yu and Fluttermane. Physical attackers are uglier but can be beat with ample boosts. Now you might be thinking, well, it's really passive. While that seems true, leaving it alone is extremely scary, as it literally reverse sweeps games after 3 or even 2 stockpiles. With lefties in recover, it sticks around and has won me plenty of sets. Clodsire is truly the GOAT. And you might be noticing a trend. In VGC, I love slower teams that aim to negate the high-flying damage present in doubles. In singles though, I play to kill. No Pokemon represents this mentality better than Perior, the best button clicker ever created. Banded Stone Edge hits for some legitimately fucked up damage, even 2-hit killing resists. If it gets an opportunity, Perior is horrifying to switch into. The only guys that actually want to deal with it, those being steel types, get obliterated by EQ, making it risky to play around. Game to game, Perior is extremely inconsistent, as Stone Edge and Switch My games make actually dealing a ton of damage a bit difficult at times. All this does though is make it even more awesome when it works, as there's no feeling like calling the Rachi switch in with Earthquake or 2-killing Skarm with Stone Edge. Perior is also pretty bulky, understand, with the Rock type Spadef boost and a great defense stat which can let it tank a surprising amount of hits. All around, a really cool dude. Now we reach number 1, GSC Typhlosion. Everyone has that Pokemon that they think is super underrated, and mine is this guy. Here's the idea. Typho is really good at checking the Pokemon that I personally hate playing against, specifically Eggy, Raikou, Jinx, and Skarmory. This Pokemon actually started showing up on my teams because of my frustration playing against Skarmku. The format is really fun, actually one of my favorites, but this defensive backbone just wasn't enjoyable to deal with. I literally went into the team builder and filtered by Pokemon that learned Earthquake and Fire Blast in an attempt to find something. When I found this Typhlosion, whose solid bulk, neutrality to electric, and access to the aforementioned moves did the trick. The matchup felt like night and day, and I use it constantly. Typho obviously deals with Fire Weaks, but how does it do into other meta Pokemon? It's not a hard check to much, but doesn't really get destroyed by that much either. It can deal some decent damage to Snorlax and Tyranitar with Dynamic Punch and thread bullshit with Confusion, Speed Tie Zapdos plus Fire Blast hits hard, and deals over 70% to Cloyster. Ground Rock types are Kryptonite, taking very little from EQ and D-Punch while walling Fire Blast, and while I do have Thunder Punch, it can't outdamage the tier's Water types. You can run HP Grass if you like over T-Punch if those guys are your main concern. I could talk about it for hours, but won't here. Either way, Typhlosion is my favorite Pokemon to use of all time, and it's not even close. In conclusion, there are a lot of awesome Pokemon that do really cool things in competitive. These are some of mine, but let me know yours. I'd love to learn more about the weirder side of Mons. Thank you so much for watching.